What's up, everybody? This is Whisky in the Six. I'm Rob, doing a Gordon and MacPhail Linkwood 15-year-old, 46%. This was a Patreon request by Neil and Jennifer, so thank you guys for that request. Really appreciate it. This bottle, Linkwood 15, has been released by Gordon and MacPhail for as long as I remember, pretty much annually. This is the 2021 release. As far as I know, they release it every year. I could be wrong about that. Correct me in the comments below if I am wrong about that. Always at 46%, or I believe they bumped it up to 46% when they changed the labeling in the bottle. It used to be maybe 40 or 43, but again, correct me if I'm wrong. Really interesting because they also have a Linkwood 25-year-old, a Mortlock 25-year-old that are pretty much standard releases by them almost every year or every other year, pretty frequently. They're usually on shelves and really good prices. The 25-year-olds are in the $300 range, which is probably about $200 less than the average 25-year-old now. So good prices. The 15-year-old is well priced as well. Let's give it a nose and taste. Okay, so there's definitely a combination of casks with this one. I believe it's sherry and bourbon. Or maybe it's just all sherry, both refill and first fill. Doesn't really say. My skimming, it's not coming up with anything other than a tasting note which says rich sherry. I seem to have misplaced the box. I'll probably find it later, but I didn't want to delay the review to look for the box, so I went ahead and did it anyway. I'm gonna guess that this is mostly sherry. Nice nose for sure. On the palate. So, not a ton going on the nose, but it does have those classic, like, lightly sherry influenced whiskeys, or, you know, a mix of refill and first fill, or maybe all refill. Has that like strawberry kind of red fruit flavor profile, light chocolate if there is chocolate in there, maybe more to the finish. This is a pour and play all day. So easy to drink. I haven't got to it much because there's just too much to get to, and I don't do a ton of drinking these days anymore. And when I do, it's mostly social. It's very good. It's a great pour and play. Not exactly sure what the price is, but I'll find that out for you and put it right here. I want to say it's like lower 100s, maybe between 120 and 150, depending on where you are in the world. That's Canadian dollars, so whatever that equates to in your end of the world. So the nose, I'm not getting a ton, but if I had to compare it to something that for the relatively newer Scotch drinker could remind you of, like a Glenlivet, maybe like a Macallan, like a lighter end Macallan, like the Triple Oaks, if they still exist, like a Triple Oak 12-year-old. That's kind of what I'm getting here on the nose. And then on the palate, again, very similar to like a Macallan kind of vibe here. 15 years old, great bang for your buck. 46% unchill filtered. Doesn't say no added color or unchill filtered on the bottle, which I find a little odd because we know Gordon MacPhail to be almost always unchill filtered, no added color. Really nice though, honestly. It's just an easy pour and play. Nothing bad to be said about it. Nothing off-putting. A crowd pleaser, so to speak. It's the kind of whiskey that you're gonna pour, you're gonna realize you finished it too quickly and probably pour another. For all those reasons, I gotta give this one an 86. Definitely a buy again kind of mark. Great whiskey. Curious to see if this continues to stay on shelves with the announcement that they will not be barreling new whiskey as of this year or last year, I think it was. So curious to see if that stays a constant. It can only stay a constant for maybe 15 more years if they have a whole stock of new make Linkwood. So we'll see, only time will tell. For now, enjoy those because they are very good, and I plan to enjoy the rest of this bottle. Thanks again, Neil and Jennifer. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to join the Patreon program, the request program, you guys can join Patreon for as little as $1, and then you can request any of the bottles on my right hand side. That's it for me, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can support this channel on Patreon and check out Into the AM. They have shirts like this that I think are really cool. They also have a whole bunch of plain tees, stuff that's good for going out, stuff that's good for just hanging out with the buddies, stuff that's good for going golfing or any of those types of activities. So check them out, Into the AM. They're in the description below as well. Cheers.